use a table of values to estimate the value of the limit. And the limit that we're looking for is the limit as x approaches 0 of the square root of x plus 25 minus 5 all over x. So we want to know what's happening as x approaches 0. So we should make two tables of values here. One where the x values are approaching 0 from the negative direction. So maybe negative 1, negative 0.1, negative 0.01, negative 0.001. We might need more, but let's see where we go. And what we're looking at is the square root of x plus 25 minus 5 over x. And then we'll also want a table of values with positive numbers so that x is approaching 0 from the positive side. So we can look at 1, 0.1, 0.01, and 0.001. And again, I'm going to leave some space because depending on the values we get, we might want to pick more x values to evaluate. And we've got that same expression here. And now all we have to do is plug in these values. If we plug in negative 1, that's going to be the square root of negative 1 plus 25, all minus 5, and all that over negative 1. And when we plug that into a calculator, we get approximately 0.101021. So then we can go in and we can evaluate it at negative 0.1. And I'm not going to write all of this out for all of them, right? We're just plugging things into a calculator. And when we do that here, we get 0.1001. For our next x value, 0.01, negative 0.01. When we plug that in, we get 0.10001. And when we put in another 0 there, I'm waiting for my calculator, but I'm guessing there's going to be 4 zeros in there. We often get little patterns like that, and in fact we do. Perfect. So now let's evaluate this for the positive values of x, starting with 1 and then going to 0.1, etc. And when we evaluate this at 1, we get approximately 0.099095. All right, that is looking good. When we evaluate this at 0.1, we end up with 0.0999002. When we look at 0.01, we've got 0.09999. And I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you can guess what happens when we look at the next one. 0.099999. And so we can see in both of these instances, we're getting closer to 0.1, either from the larger side, from the right, or from the smaller side on the left. And so we can assume, given this information, that it looks like the limit here of the square root of x plus 25 minus 5 all over x as x approaches 0 is in fact 0.1.